Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Boring AFC. My name is Rob. If you love pragmatic football and 1-0 wins, this is the place for you. I'm only kidding. We ain't like that at all. And we haven't been like that over the last couple of weeks either. We have been pretty rough to watch. But in terms of rectifying that and making things different, we have quite possibly it's the biggest game of our season so far, but it's also quite possibly the biggest North London derby in maybe 5 or 6 years. There is so much riding on this game, not just the standard pride that we have of fighting over who is the most important club in North London. Not that it's even a debate, but you know how it is. Not only is it that we also have Arsenal's title charge and Tottenham doing all they can to upset that, as well as trying to avoid relegation. There is so much riding on this game. And it is so important that Arsenal come out of this game on the right side. There isn't room for negotiation on this. We need to be winning this North London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham aren't coming into this in good form. They have 13 key players missing from the first team. However, they do have the potential for a new manager bounce. I've heard that this manager, Igor Tudor, has won every 5 of his first fixtures for his new clubs or something like that. So there is that. But he's never had to do that in the Premier League, and he's never had to do that against Arsenal. So for me, even with their depleted squad, even with 13 first team players missing, for me, there are no excuses. Arsenal should and must be winning this game at all costs, because the whole of our Premier League season and momentum to go into other cups, the Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup and the Champions League, the momentum, the final push has to start here. We talk about mentality monsters. That has to start here, or I am not sure Arsenal are going to be able to get the job done in any of the remaining competitions that they are in. And when there is still over 10 games left to play in the Premier League, that is quite concerning. So what do Arsenal need to do different? What we've seen and what we've criticised Arsenal for over the last month or so particularly is this lack of ambition going forward, this lack of direction going forward, this kind of tippy-tappy football, players playing sideways as opposed to playing forward. If you look at the players that should be available tomorrow, we have Eze who's available, we have Odegaard who should be available, we have Saka, we have Rice, and we have Norgard, and we have the potential for Havertz to be available. All of these are very forward-centric thinking players. So for me, we should be utilising this against a team that is going to be looking to defend and to score on the break. And with the amount of first-team players that we have actually available, we should be overrunning this Tottenham team. And the ball needs to be played forward. Tottenham are going to be at it. Make no mistake about that. Tottenham will need to win this game. They need to win this game, or they are looking more and more like relegation fodder. There is as much in it for them to avoid relegation as there is for us in trying to win the Premier League title. So we need to be playing the ball more forward. We need to be getting it to our strongest players, and we need to be trying to get as many goals on the board as early as possible so that we can stutter and stop any momentum that Spurs might have had before they go into this game with their new manager, with their tifos hanging around, whatever they're going to have. To dare is to do, to dream, blah, blah, right? We need to be stifling that from the first minute. So that kind of brings me to where we are with mentality in this team. It's looked a bit rough and it's looked a bit questionable, which is not something you would have said about this team between September and midpoint January. This team has been strong, and it's been able to get over the line, and it started to stutter a little bit here. I think 2 wins in 7, so there's a lot to be worried about, and people have rightfully been speaking about this on social media and on their YouTube channels. This is a concern, and as Declan Rice says in the recent interview he had for The Sun, this North London derby is the perfect time to respond to all of the poor performances and also to the questions that are being asked of them by fans and people from the media. He said in this interview that we spoke to each other in a firm way after Wolves. And I genuinely and really hope that is the case, because we can't be going into this game with any doubt. We need to be going in with an assuredness that we are going to be able to perform against this team and we are going to be able to beat them. If they cannot do it, we are going to have serious concerns. I am personally as well, serious concerns about the mentality of this team to get us to May and succeed the way this team should do. And people keep talking about Arsenal bottling it. If Arsenal don't win anything this year, they bottled it, right? And we can talk about the last 4 seasons. In that first season when Arsenal came second, nobody expected them to be there. So I don't see that as a bottle job. In the second season, when we went toe-to-toe with City, we won 17 of our last 18 games or something ridiculous like that. I'm not sure that Arsenal could have done anything better that season. Man City were just better. Last year with Liverpool, Arsenal had their injury issues, they had the disciplinary issues, and it felt like Liverpool were getting the rub of the green. There are absolutely no excuses this year for Arsenal not coming out of this season with a significant trophy. And I'm not talking about Carabao Cup, I'm talking significant trophies. And I'm not even sure the FA Cup measures up either. It has to be a Champions League or a Premier League. So with that being said, I'm going to talk very quickly about what my desired 11 will be and then what I think the actual 11 will be. But I'm hoping that Arteta will be a little bit more ambitious. So my desired 11 is Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Norgard, Rice, Saka, Odegaard, Eze, and Gyökeres. The reason why I've gone with White, I don't think Timber's been in good form the last couple of games. I also think he's tired, and I also don't think he has the same attacking credentials as White does. And I think that the offense that White offers is going to be really important in a game like this. But I also think the shithousery that White offers can be really important in a game like this. I've gone for Calafiori because I think he would make a good partnership with Eze on the left wing, because I think that Calafiori will give going forward an overlap, which will allow Eze to move more central into that kind of 8 role a little bit, which will allow him to be a little bit more direct too. So I'd like to see Calafiori and Eze in the left side of the pitch. I also think it freshens it up. And I'd like to see Norgard playing against Rice. I think we need an experienced, mature head, but also someone who can stand up, be strong, and also someone who can play those line-cutting passes. And we just haven't seen enough of that from Zubimendi lately. I've gone for Odegaard in the middle because I think that he's our captain and I think that he's a good presser of the ball. And I think pressing is going to be really important in this game. That's if he's fit. If he's not fit, then I'd like to see Saka back in the 10. And I've gone for Saka on the right because I think that Saka has a good record in North London derbies, and I would like to see him in his most natural position right now for that game. Gyökeres up front because I don't think Jesus is good enough. However, the lineup that I think he's going to go for is Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Zubimendi, Rice, Saka, Odegaard, Trossard, and Gyökeres. It's similar to my team. I just don't think it's exciting. I can't see him dropping Timber. I think that Hincapié is better defensively than Calafiori. Can't see him dropping Zubimendi. And I think he'll play Trossard on the left wing because I don't think that Arteta fancies Eze enough in the left wing. But like I said, I like that overlapping Calafiori, Eze moving more central opportunity that could come against Tottenham. In terms of the score, I think it's going to be 2-1. I think we'll have too much of them, but I think we'll make it nervy. And I think that Arsenal will come through it with a real good sense of mentality boost, but there will still be questions asked about them afterwards, regardless, because I think we'll concede. And I think we'll concede with something stupid again, like we did against Wolves and like we did against Brentford. I predicted that we would get 9 points from the 3 away games that we had. If we can win this game, it will be 5, which will be disappointed, but we cannot afford to lose this game. We have to win this game. Otherwise, I think that will create a capitulation or a potential capitulation for the rest of the season. This is the most important game we have played this season. With that being said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thank you for watching as always. Please like and please subscribe. I'm slowly crawling my way to 50 followers. If I can get to 50, it means I can stream live, which means I can actually interact with you guys, which is the ultimate goal. As always, take it easy tonight, guys. Rest well. And tomorrow in the North London derby, let's smash them and let's go Gunners.